Each year after Christmas, local merchants deal with the onslaught of return gifts, but a local mall begs to differ. WTVA's Avery Hilliard went to the mall at Barnes Crossing in Tupelo where she found this year was no different.
Yes, the mall manager says that after Christmas is when the businesses see a lot of returns. Some people may have liked their gifts, but some others may not. If you are returning a gift, then here is what you need to know.
The big tip, I think, is always before you leave, make sure you've got receipts, any documentation. The retailers love to work with their customers, but there's some certain things they have to have, in stock to be able to make those transactions complete.
Snyder says do make sure to check that you have your receipt if you return a gift. And he adds, please do not try to return something with a phony receipt. You will be caught. Besides, he says local retailers want to make your transaction go as smoothly as possible. Live in the studio, Avery Hilliard with WTVA 9 News.
One dead, 4 wounded in a Christmas Eve shooting in Columbus. Police say that deadly shooting happened in the 90 block of Luxapelia Drive at around 10:40 Saturday night. An argument started between two men. They pulled out their weapons and one of the men was shot and killed. Lowndes County Coroner Greg Merchant identified that person who died as Aldrin Hampton. 2 of the people hurt in the shooting are in critical condition and 2 others are in stable condition. Police are still investigating who started that shooting. WTVA's Christopher Knowles is in Columbus gathering more information about this tragic shooting.
Okay?
The sheriff released new details in the Prentiss County murder. Sheriff Randy Toller says the suspect shot and killed his father-in-law. The shooting happened Thursday night at a home on County Road 8315 in the Jumpertown community. Sheriff Toller says that Jerry Langston got into an argument with his father-in-law, Billy Davis. Deputies went to the home and found Davis with a gunshot wound. The coroner, Greg Sparks, says the 55-year-old died at the hospital that night. Now, deputies charge Jerry Lee Langston with first-degree murder and child deprivation. Langston is currently being held without bond. Columbus police still need your help this afternoon in finding a man wanted in connection to a road rage incident. Take a good look at this picture. This is Demario Berry. Captain Rick Jones reports that Berry got into a traffic accident along 7th Avenue North in the city, and that's when he left his vehicle and attacked a woman involved in the accident by punching her multiple times in the face and stole money from her. The victim actually had to go to Jackson and have surgery. Police say that he faces aggravated assault and robbery charges. Anyone with any information is asked to call Columbus Police. Some good news about gas prices. The national average keeps falling as the new year approaches. The national average fell by 4 cents to $3.10. The average price of gas in Mississippi right now is $2.72. And here's a live look at Gas Buddy's website. Here you can actually see some of the cheapest gas prices right now in Tupelo. At Sam's Club is $2.47. Walmart Neighborhood Market is $2.47. Kroger is also $2.47. And Murphy Express Brooks Grocery right now at $2.48.
All righty, 407, traffic flowing very well in Tupelo. As a matter of fact, because of the holiday today being observed, you can see very little in the ways of backups. Light traffic, 69 in the Columbus area, and even 45 north and southbound, the southbound side, seeing the lightest of the heaviest of traffic, and it's on the light side. Starkville, everything flowing well right now. Everything's green. New Albany, pretty much everything flowing well. A little bit of more or less 178, seeing a little bit of a slowdown. Pontotoc, just a few areas, 9, 15. And a little bit of 6, and Oxford, everything flowing well except for the 30 and 7 exchange portions of east and westbound 30. That's a look at traffic. Now here's Tanya.
A local community is under a boil water alert. We'll tell you if this affects you. That's just ahead. And it's not just folks in our viewing area, but folks in the state's capital are also under boil water alert. We'll tell you what the city is asking residents to do. These stories are coming your way as WTVA 9 News at 4 continues. So just 2 things. When you're done over here, you want to take off your microphone, turn it off and leave it over here. Also with the wand, at one point you touched it and it went out, but it's fine. Just for you to know, come here, let me show you the wand real quick. So you know this is to go up and down, right?
Yes.
But if you hit this by a mistake, it goes blank.
Turns it all off.
It turns it off, but here's the magic.
I didn't know it turned.
Yeah.
I didn't know it turned all of it off. I thought it was because they told me make
No.
sure I turn it off for charging.
No, no. So I just wanted to show that because it went like that, and I was like, ah.
Look, everybody see me put it back right here.
Yeah. So those are just the two little things, okay?
Okay, it's on there charging.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Take it off.
Huh?
Hey, Avery, I'm flipping your clip and I'll attach it and everything.
Man, I gotta view my fetch rewards, or I'm in trouble. How do I know? Oh, look at that. Awesome. Perfect. Perfectamendo. La 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 la. Hey John, so what's like a traditional dinner, a Christmas dinner in your household?
No, it's, I mean, the Christmas, we had turkey, we had.
Some folks are still boiling their water after a leak over the weekend. This impacts folks in Lee, Itawamba, and Monroe counties. Apparently, there was a water leak on Christmas Day and crews fixed it, but customers are still needing to boil their water until further notice. The district will send samples to the Mississippi State Department of Health for testing before telling customers they no longer need to boil their water. And folks in Jackson are also on a boil water alert because of low water pressure. Authorities say the cold snap that has swept through the city likely caused several water mains to snap, and those breaks in the system lower the water pressure. Crews are spending the day trying to find and repair the breaks. The city is still encouraging people to boil their water even if the water pressure returns, and it is asking businesses and churches to check for any leaks and broken pipes. Right now you're taking a live look in Starkville, where it is right now 37 degrees and it is really cloudy over there. Our meteorologist John DeLucic will have another look at your Severe Weather Authority forecast. Starkville.
Indeed.
It's cloudy, 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 cloudy. All right, so John, this is where I was getting confused.
Okay.
Yesterday I was like, oh, I don't even have to run my tap water anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, oh yeah, it's warm now.
Well, no,
I know. I was watching KTRK, the ABC Houston station today, and Samika Knight was like, "Oh man, Kevin, I'm so happy we are done with the hard freeze, but we're still dealing with the light freeze."
and they still can have frozen pipes.
Yeah, I know.
I guess you learned that.
Yeah,
Not the hard way.
You know what I learned also this weekend? It's so sad. Where I live, there are a lot of water pipes. I mean, yeah, a lot of pipes that burst, but it was the sprinkler system. It wasn't the faucets. I didn't know that the sprinkler system is located in the attics on above the apartments.
So I did not know.
I didn't know that too.
The apartments burst.
On the other side of me, they did.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 2 apartments flooded. Because when I came home Saturday after going to Brooks Grocery, I was like, where's all this water coming from? Then I'm about to slip and fall. And that was it. They were telling me, and I didn't know this, my brother was telling me, all the water that is in the sprinkler system, they say it's not only disgusting, but it's black because it's been there for so long.
Waiting for.
And it's getting
becomes moldy.
Huh?
It becomes moldy.
Yeah, and it's in the pipes, and it gets all the sediments and stuff like that too. Oh my gosh, yeah, my brother said anytime you get a pipe burst, especially the sprinkler system, you got to throw everything away. Everything is no longer good anymore.
So yeah.
So they have several of that. Thank God it didn't hit me, but
That figures. I see. I wouldn't have known unless you told me.
Now, your WTVA Severe Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist John DeLusick.
John is back with another look at the WTVA Severe Weather Authority forecast. And John, although we're not in the single digits like we were last week, the threat of freezing weather still remains.
Oh yes, definitely. Even though, we're not anywhere near 20, 25 below zero when it comes to the wind chill. As a matter of fact, the wind chills behind me that I'm showing you are in the 20s, 30s, and 40s out there. That's much milder in comparison. However, we are going to be looking at, again, like Tanya said, still some frozen precipitation out there. We do have temperatures that are roughly in the upper 20s, lower to middle 30s over northern sections of Mississippi and northern sections of Alabama. And as you work your way southward, we're finding temperatures in the upper 30s, lower 40s in the Golden Triangle area. So again, it may be falling snow even though you have temperatures well into the 30s, so well above freezing. It's not going to be a big situation if you have temperatures well above freezing. The situation that gets slippery is when you are near freezing, if not slightly below, which we are up toward Iuka. But notice one last batch of precipitation headed our way from around the Memphis area for later on this afternoon if it stays together. Our latest stuff showing us some light to moderate snow over northern sections of Alabama, a mix of rain and snow over north central and northeastern sections of Mississippi. You can put everything into motion. You can see it's been variable. Sometimes snow, sometimes rain mixed with snow. The intensity of it all has been weakening across Mississippi and western sections of Alabama. You're looking at a pretty good snowfall here earlier this afternoon, but notice this one right here, this map showing you how intense the snow is. It's not too intense. It's mostly on the light side. And you can see temperatures out there are mostly in the 30s and lower 40s as we speak. So this is where you're getting the problems, the slippery travel, the big time slippery travel, the northern counties. That's where we're still seeing the advisories for some precipitation that for the next couple of hours. You can see 30 right now in Iuka, 32 degrees in Corinth, albeit the advisory is all but over with. I'd still say be careful as you're venturing out and about, especially this evening into the overnight hours. You will still see some slippery travel because of the melting of the snow that's whatever's there, refreezing pretty rapidly because our air temperatures will fall off down into the 20s for overnight lows. You're looking at a lot of cloud cover out there, a few breaks found out there, and that'll be the story. We are going to be looking at a few breaks, a lot of cloud cover for most of the night. Tomorrow, we end up with mostly sunny skies across Mississippi and western sections of Alabama, and mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies for Wednesday. Now, notice the temperature changes. As I saw last week, even though I jumped the gun and went up to near 70, I think it's going to be mostly middle 60s to near 70 as we go into portions of the late week into the weekend. Notice we'll average out right around 64 to 66 degrees. I still hope for a 70 on Monday. There could be a 70 on any one of these days. It all depends upon how much sunshine you get. It's going to be a little cooler in comparison to what the computer's models were last week because there will be some rainfall holding those temperatures back, but still well above normal for this time of year. Temperatures, again, 60s to near 70 for highs from Thursday all the way into early next week. Morning lows warm up well into the 50s. So, Tanya, all in all, this weather has been a wicked roller coaster ride. You can see it's playing with my voice. I'm trying to get through a little bit of a laryngitis here. I hope it doesn't get worse. But you're looking at, again, a lot of folks been suffering with this cold air and warm air and cold air. Now we're going to be on the warm side. In a couple of weeks, the way things are looking, we may be back on the cold side. So enjoy the roller coaster ride.
All right. Thanks, John, for that update. We start the new week off with pretty cold temperatures, and if you are still using your space heaters, you will want to keep some safety tips in mind to avoid any kind of house fire. Space heaters are a convenient way to keep places warm, but if they're not used safely, the heaters can actually cause some dangerous problems. Experts say when choosing what space heater to use in your home, it's good to choose one that automatically turns off if it falls or tips over, and you shouldn't have it close to anything else. It's important to keep heaters at least 3 feet from anything flammable, including walls. Current cold weather conditions could be causing issues with your lungs. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic say that cold, dry air hitting much of the U.S. could be causing a condition called bronchospasm. It's a tightening of the chest or a sensation like shortness of breath. People who suffer from chronic lung conditions such as COPD could feel those symptoms worsening in extreme cold. Doctors say don't go outside in such situations if possible. Having extra inhalers and even backup medical breathing equipment such as a CPAP or oxygen concentrators could also be very helpful. Medical marijuana is coming to a local city and it could be happening soon. That story is ahead on WTVA 9 News at 4. Is that man's pot? Whoa. Oh my gosh. John, do you know what my friend in Ireland told me yesterday? She said, Tanya, I am so scared for your country. She was like, because when that Arctic blast came through, and to be honest with you, when you think about it, in years past, you know, you may get do 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 do. La 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 la. Man, I need to get me another ticket. Me. A local business is excited to open its doors for a new type of customer. A local marijuana farm is in the process of growing its plants and working on preparations to open its own dispensary. WTVA's Jake White visited the company's facility and got a tour. He tells us when we can expect the company to open its doors in a live report ahead on WTVA 9 News at 5. Ukraine's foreign minister says his country wants to have a peace summit by the end of February. This announcement comes as the Ukrainian military fires shells at Russian positions around the Donbas front line. Ukraine's foreign minister tells the Associated Press his government wants a peace summit, preferably at the United Nations, with the UN Secretary General as a possible mediator. A late February peace summit would coincide with the one-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Since August, Russian forces have been bogged down in a costly and extended fight to capture Bakhmut, a regional industrial town where 70,000 people lived before the war began. An advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has accused Russia of trying to wipe out the town. Another punishing day of holiday travel is gearing up. The ripple effects continue for thousands of passengers stranded in airports across the country due to winter weather woes. This is the scene at Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. A lot of weary travelers just waiting for word on when they can board their flights. Thousands of flights have been canceled or delayed over the holiday weekend, and more of the same is expected throughout the day. So far, at least 1,700 flights canceled and more than 2,000 delayed, and no doubt that number will grow. Dallas-based Southwest Airlines is leading the way with nearly 1,000 cancellations. Instead of staying warm in pajamas around the tree, dozens of swimmers in London took the plunge into frigid water on Christmas Day. Take a look. The Serpentine Swimming Club hosted its annual Peter Pan Cup at the park. Swimmers of all ages jumping into the 40-degree water and swimming 100 yards. Although it is a challenge, swimmers say it is all worth it in the end. The event was first held in 1864 and has become more popular in recent years, with more and more swimmers braving the cold. Well, Christmas is going to the dogs. Shelter dogs from the Best Friends Animal Society got a Christmas miracle this year. A whole truckload of toys. Animal lovers from across the country helped fill the sleigh with donated toys, and each pooch got to take turns hopping inside and picking out their favorite. The toys will be distributed to hundreds of adoptable dogs located in the Utah area. Well, toy drives received less donations this year. We'll tell you why. And a man is in trouble with the law, facing federal fraud charges. This following a traffic stop. We'll tell you what he's accused of doing. That story and much more are ahead in the second half hour of WTVA 9 News at 4. Said fraud. We gave it away. We said fraud. But then you have to say that in the script. Oh, he is Graham. Oh, he's Graham. Oh. Oh, he's in Thibodaux. Thibodaux, Louisiana. Graham Patrick Martin. Okay.
Yes. Yes, on Christmas.
Okay, okay.
What kind of yogurt? What is she talking about? Which one? Oh, you know what? I don't think they have that here in the South. TCBY. I think they had one in. Oh, really? Mm-mm.
Always watching, always tracking. WTVA 9 News begins with the Severe Weather Authority.
And right now we're going to turn things over to WTVA meteorologist John DeLusick, who is watching and tracking the this latest storm system that is actually coming through the area, John.
That's right, Tanya. We've got a little bit of rain and snow still happening as we speak over portions of our area. Notice the activity not widespread to the point where everybody's seeing it. So some folks are saying, what are you talking about? We're not seeing much of anything. And then others have seen some pretty good snow coverage, especially up toward the Tennessee state line. You can see the light rain and snow and mix happening from northern sections of Alabama right through the Golden Triangle area, northwestern portions of the Golden Triangle area, stretching down toward Winona. Another batch that's going to pass through later on this evening, afternoon this evening, and will be some more light stuff coming in from the Memphis area. This activity moving off eastward, and let's track the leading edge of this batch that's stretching from the Golden Triangle area back toward the Winona area. That'll be passing through the Eastwood Hills area at 4:47. You're looking at Crawford around 5:15 with some light rain snow mix, and then Brooksville area at 5:33, and farther down the line you're looking at Reform at about roughly at 5:50. So again, a little bit of activity moving through portions of our area. Otherwise, it's mostly cloudy skies, and that's the way it's going to stay for most of the evening. Mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are going to drop off gradually. We're in the 30s and lower 40s out there right now. The colder up toward the Tennessee state line right now. We're looking at temperature right around 30 degrees. Now you got 32 degrees in Corinth. However, you're looking at temperatures in the 40s and 30s as you work your way into central sections of Mississippi and Alabama. So all in all, folks, it does look like we're going to be looking at, again, some areas of mixed precipitation, Tanya, over the next couple hours, all in all.
All right, we do apologize for cutting John off there. He'll be back to tell us more about the second wave of the storm coming through. Meanwhile, the winter storm death toll rises to 30, and get this, 25 of those deaths actually happened in New York State, where some residents remain trapped under feet of snow. Now, the updated number of deaths in Erie County, which includes the city of Buffalo. This as we give you a live look at Buffalo. It comes as part of western New York remain buried by up to 43 inches of snow, leaving vehicles stuck and power out. So you can see the power is on, at least in downtown Buffalo, and you can actually see two cars out there really braving this weather right now. But there are some vehicles that have been stuck and power out for thousands over the Christmas holiday, just 1 month after this region was actually slammed with a historic snowstorm. Now, power outages and people trapped inside their homes from snow drifts could create additional problems. About 60% of the U.S. still faces winter warnings or advisories as temperatures drop well below normal. Again, Buffalo, New York experienced hurricane-force winds and 43 inches of snow. Forecasters say an additional 1 to 2 feet of snow is still possible in the Buffalo area through today. Well, a major cold weather emergency is threatening the food supply at South Carolina's largest food bank. Employees of the Harvest Hope Food Bank in Greenville got quite a shock today as they arrived to work. Freezing temperatures over the weekend caused water pipes to burst, dumping at least 7 inches of water throughout the building. Power was also knocked out where freezers and refrigerators are kept, compromising thousands of dollars worth of food. The Harvest Hope Food Bank provides more than 50,000 meals a week. Well, a traffic stop in Winona led to the arrest of a man on federal fraud charges. Now, this is Marcus Brown. He's accused of using stolen birth certificates, fake and stolen debit and credit cards, checks, and military identification documents. Now, the documents belong to 2 different victims, including one in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Both victims reported their cars were stolen along with their personal information. Authorities found the documents inside the car Brown was pulled over in last week. And get this, the feds say he purchased the 2023 Nissan Altima with the stolen information that he got from the 2 victims. A federal judge this week will decide if he should be detained until his trial. Well, the search for 2 Mississippi escapees crosses state lines. Someone in Texas found the white church van investigators believe they used for their escape. Now, these are the 2 inmates, they say, who escaped on Christmas Day from the Hines Raymond Detention Center. Trevero McElroy and Tyler Charles Payne. McElroy is facing charges for murder and possession of a firearm, and Payne is charged with armed carjacking and taking a vehicle. Officials say a witness reported a white man pushing that van into the water in Texas. The amount of giving at toy drives this year is down because of inflation. Donations are lower this year, according to officials at the National Council of Nonprofits. The number of donations went up on Giving Tuesday in November, but the average donation amount went down. Toy drives are being affected in locations in Detroit, California, Florida, Minnesota, and North Dakota are actually reporting decreases in giving. Even getting available workers to help nonprofits and toy drives is becoming more difficult. Well, Christmas is meant to be a time of celebration, but it can also be a time to bring about some issues, especially when you get some gifts you just don't want. Shopping experts have some tips to help you. One, ask for the receipts from the gift giver so you can make an exchange. You might also be able to arrange a mutual swap with someone else on an unwanted gift. If it's a gift that is rentable, like cameras, tools, or outdoor equipment, consider renting it out. And finally, you may want to donate your gift to charities that can give the gift away to someone needy.
Alrighty, traffic right now across the area is running pretty well in Tupelo. You can see everything's pretty much on the green side. That's good news. A little bit of a light yellow showing up in Columbus area. That's north and southbound 45. A little bit of 182 also. As we check out Starkville, everything's running very well in Starkville right now. More or less just a little bit of a slowdown on 182. In the Albany area, you're looking at some pretty good traffic flow. Even Bankhead Street, which is notoriously slow this time of day due to the holiday, running a little bit slower today, but not too shabby. Turnpike Road in Pontotoc, the heaviest of traffic. Oxford, everything's running pretty well except for a little bit of 30. That's a look at traffic. Here's Tanya.
Are you feeling lucky? You might go out and get a lotto ticket once you hear how much the jackpot is worth right now. And you can have a new job making sweet treats that put smiles on people's faces. That story's ahead on WTVA 9 News at 4. Minutes. Yeah. Hey, Veronica.
That was a minute.
Yeah, you were giving him cues for 3 minutes.
I know. I knew there was something wrong. I thought I was spacing out.
Hey, Stephanie, is that a black frame in front of Bronson's VO? Why? Do we know if he did it? He did it purposely or? No, it's probably not supposed to be I don't think it's supposed to be a black frame. Yeah, he used the wrong fade. Yeah, he used the wrong fade. Oh, so what are we doing? We're not going to John and weather? A skill to work and then go back to weather? Okay. All right, thanks, Stefan. Ooh. Now.
What were you saying about TCBY?
I only know of that yogurt shop in New York.
There's one, there's a lot of pharmacies in the South. There's one inside Cheney's Pharmacy in
Yeah, I
Oxford.
was gonna say, yeah, that used to be huge in New York. TCBY yogurt.
Yeah, it was real big.
That was like years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go in and get your little yogurts and put your little toppings on there.
Yeah, Cheney's Pharmacy in Oxford has TCBY inside.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first frozen yogurt places in New
was.
York, if I'm right.
They're
Yeah.
the ones that made frozen yogurt popular.
Right, yeah, because
Anywhere in the country, they were big.
yeah, that's what I said. It's probably one of the first, yeah, because I think I remember when they opened. We were like so excited because you get vanilla, and you could get chocolate, and you get the swirl, and get all your, oh yeah, oh my gosh. So Brooks Grocery, just for you to know, they now sell gelato. Oh, I went there Saturday and I got the white chocolate macadamia nut gelato. And I know, I was like, oh my gosh. I could have stood there all day and just sampled. Yeah, let me try some of the papaya.
This Skilled to Work story is sponsored by Northeast Mississippi Community College.
People with a passion for all things sweet, sounds like me, especially around Christmas time, may love this week's Skilled to Work. WTVA's Bronson Woodruff went to find out what it takes for you to work in a bakery. Now you can find Holly Pop's Bakery beside Fair Park in downtown Tupelo. The owner, Holly Carroll, says the bakery's now been there for the past 5 years. Taking a look around the bakery, you can see they have their Christmas stuff up, and they have Christmas-themed sweets. Workers are responsible for baking and decorating cakes, cookies, cupcakes, and more. Madison Nichols works there. She says she moves around and can do pretty much every job there. She says an employee working in a bakery could benefit from having good skills interacting with people.
Just bake all the sweets that we have up here. Ice all the cupcakes. Take orders for all the Christmas sweets and birthday sweets that we have.
I do a lot of decorating. I have a baker. I have some girls that work out front.
Carol says she has a very small staff at Holly Pop's. She added, though, that she plans to possibly look at bringing in some new hires toward the beginning of January. A new police chief will soon take over the Columbus Police Department. The incoming chief, Joseph Daughtery Sr., sent this invitation to WTVA. He will be sworn in as the new chief of police tomorrow. It will take place at the municipal complex at the Columbus Municipal Court on Main Street. The ceremony begins at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Daughtery will become the 9th police chief for the city of Columbus. And a local restaurant employee recently got a Christmas surprise from one of the customers he serves. Terrence Webb was working Friday afternoon at a Sonic in Columbus when someone showed up with a card, and inside that card he found $720 in cash. Summer Shaw Lewis asked people a few weeks ago to chip in for a Christmas gift for Webb, saying that he's always such a positive person. Well, 50 customers gave, giving Webb a Christmas present he soon won't forget. Such a great story. A popular cook company known for its dense and crumbly cookies will soon open its first store in Northeast Mississippi. Crumble Cookies will be opening in a space next to Mount Fuji in the Kings Crossing Shopping Center in Tupelo. An opening date is yet to be announced. Based in Utah, Crumble was started 5 years ago by cousins Jason McGowan and Sawyer Hemsley. McGowan is the CEO and Hemsley is the COO. The company has nearly 700 stores in Mississippi. Crumble has locations in D'Iberville, Flowood, Gulfport, Hattiesburg, Madison, and Olive Branch. A family spent their Christmas in an unlikely place. We'll tell you how it happened. That story is ahead on WTVA 9 News at 4. Hey, what do you want to talk about?
I will talk about the leftover little bit of snow that we have.
For your live local traffic, do we see anything in North Mississippi? Because there was a lot of activity on Interstate 22
Nothing right now that's standing out.
Oh, okay, that's good. Oh. No, that is good.
Very good.
Very good. Oh, yeah, I started binge watching this series called Major Crimes. It's based on the Major Crimes Unit of the Los Angeles Police Department, with Gil Garcetti serving
Major Crimes
as a consultant. It's really a good series. Man. La 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 la. Takeout survey, you can win $1,000. Tanya, you went to Walmart on North Gloucester. What did you think? There was nothing in the store.
Well, Mr. Otis, about a week and a half ago, says hello to you.
Who's Otis?
Otis says that he's always clowning around with you at Kroger. He's a character. Got a beard, gray beard. He's a character. He says he's in the dairy area, and he says every time you come through there that you're just rushing Never have time to talk to him.
No. When I go in, I go in
You
focus. I go in focus, and
He
like,
says he jokes, and he says that you.
who is this person? Which Kroger is this?
North side. North side. He says you're always just rushing in and rushing out. He tries to talk to you and joke with you.
I don't even know.
Older gentleman, I'd say in his 60s or something.
Really, Mr. You say his name is
His name's Otis.
So is it the one on West Main?
No, north side.
Over here?
Yep.
Oh, man, yeah. I always go in and say hi to Ashley. Ashley is a friend of mine. She's one of the...
Now, your WTVA Severe Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist John DeLusick.
John is back with another look at our forecast. And John, how cold is it going to get tonight?
Indeed, Tanya, it's going to be chilly again. Down into the 20s, lower to middle 20s will be the low tonight. We're going to be looking at temperatures getting warmer over the next several days across the area. It's been warmer gradually here over the last several days. So indeed, we still have to deal with a little bit of a rain-snow mix. We've got advisory still in effect until 7 o'clock for northern sections of Alabama, including Franklin County, Alabama. And that's until 7 o'clock this evening. You're looking at some light to moderate areas of snow right now. We'll show you that in just a moment, mainly over Alabama, and some of that reaching into our area of east central Mississippi and west central Alabama and areas adjacent. We'll show you that again in just a moment. First of all, let me point out that the wind chills out there are not too bad compared to where we have been. I know you're saying it's still chilly. That's right, it's still chilly. 20s, 30s, and 40s out there. And many areas seeing wind chills, again, chilly and air temperatures that are just a little bit below freezing up toward the Tennessee state line, and then get above freezing as you work your way southward. So hence we've got rain mixed with snow now. What once upon a time was some snow shower activity over portions of North Mississippi. Some folks missed out on the activity. Some folks saw some pretty good little bits and pieces of amounts of snow from Boonville up toward the Corinth area and Ripley and Walnut and over toward the Memphis area, and some slippery travel at times. We're going to still see that slippery travel at times, as roadways will still at times tonight freeze a bit with patchy areas of frozen precipitation left over on the roadways. And even the areas that are not seeing frozen precipitation, we'll see some liquid that will freeze at times because of the cars going by and melting the stuff and then refreezing on some of the bridges and overpasses. So be careful as you venture out and about. You're looking at, again, a little bit of a mix out there, and the heaviest of stuff right now stretching from northwestern and northern sections of Alabama right through our area and tracking that off eastward. You can see it'll be affecting Lake Lowndes around roughly 5:06. You're looking at Berry around 5:36 and Pickensville around 6:14 with the heavier stuff. You can see the stuff just flowing through right now. It's losing its punch. We're all but gone with this system. All but done. It's going to be finishing up here in the next couple hours. Temperatures are in the 30s and lower 40s. Look at Iuka at 30. In contrast, Columbus at 41 degrees. So looking at your next couple of hours, you'll still see a little bit of a mix, but for the most part, later on tonight, variably cloudy to mostly cloudy skies will be the rule. And tomorrow, as we go through the day, we'll see some more thinner clouds, but nothing major expected. I think mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies will be the rule for tomorrow. And you can see gradually a warming trend. 40s, 50s, and 60s, even some towns around 70. Even though we see several towns in the 60s, I think, all the way through for Thursday through the weekend, don't be surprised some towns with enough sunshine do reach 70. Morning lows also warm up, 40s and 50s down the line, and good chances for some rain, and heavy rain at times possibly, along with some embedded thunderstorms, isolated and scattered at times for Friday and Saturday, and as we go into early sections of next week. So Tanya, our pattern will change a bit. We will see milder conditions. We will see maybe some hefty thunderstorms at times down the line. So certainly a big time change from what we saw just in the last several days.
All right. Thanks, John, for that update.